A lot of hate is swirling around, a lot of disinformation. A lot of people are coming out of the closet. A lot of people are taking off their hoods and their masks, and they're revealing themselves. So let's take a step back. America, especially you in this audience. You are true blue Americans, red-blooded Americans, and you don't like what you're seeing and hearing either, if I'm guessing right. On October 7, 2023, the slaughter of the Jews by Hamas. It didn't happen because the Palestinians were not given a state. It happened because they were given a state. Hamas slaughtered Israelis in ways that are so monstrous, so horrific, that not a single network or cable TV platform will show you the videos that terrorists took while decapitating, gang raping, mutilating, burning alive, and slaughtering innocent young people at a music festival, and innocent families at kibbutzim, basically farmers. I ask France, Germany, Britain, Spain, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Finland, Iceland, and the rest of them who are now calling for a Palestinian state. Why won't you show your citizens what was done on October 7? Why? Hamas executes, tortures, starves, and brutalizes the Palestinians in Gaza. Why don't you show what Hamas is actually doing? Why are you knowingly and intentionally covering up for Hamas? Why aren't you reporting how they use their hospitals and mosques and schools and homes, and other civilian locations as military installations from which to attack Israel? To store ammunition and arms as terrorist communication centers? Why are you censoring this information? Why are you knowingly and intentionally feeding lies to your citizens about Hamas, which is working hand in hand with the United Nations, UNRWA, is starving the people in Gaza, the way Stalin starved his people to hold on to power, the way Mao starved his people to hold on to his power, the way Assad killed 600,000 of his own people, all Muslims, 250,000 of them? Why don't you report about that? Two-state solution won't fix any of that. The evidence is everywhere of what Hamas is doing, in videos, in photographs, in person accounts, and so forth. Hamas is controlling the food distribution in Gaza by stealing it, consuming it, and when it has enough left over, selling what it chooses, to whom it chooses, at usury prices unaffordable to most of the people there that they're feeding their fellow terrorists. They're selling it to buy more arms. They're enriching their leaders, several of whom are billionaires and multimillionaires. Why aren't you reporting this on the front page of the New York Times and the Washington Post, and the BBC and the Independent, and all the rest of the radical left-wing Western media, self-hating suicidal Western media? The enormous tonnage of food, water, and medical supplies America, nearly 100 tons, the Israelis and others have shipped into Gaza, they've attempted to ship into Gaza, has more than enough food to feed the 2 million people there. Why don't you ask, media? Why don't you ask? Where's it gone? Where is it going? Why is the UN sitting on thousands of pallets of food and water? Why are the thousands and thousands of 18-wheelers sent into Gaza over the course of this war being hijacked at gunpoint? Who's doing that? There's evidence everywhere. Everywhere. Yet the Western media chooses to either ignore it or lie about it. Meanwhile, for purposes of perspective, Britain didn't send tons of food, water, and medicine to the Germans during World War II. Why not? In fact, they, like us, correctly targeted population centers in order to try and bring the war to an end,